Content warning. Following show contains mouth language, smoking, discussions of fictitious, and a few conversations that may make people a bit uncomfortable. But know that you're not being. You like to think about it like you're being expression very much better. Yeah, it's better. Well, we don't have anybody here, so we're not showing out. All right, yeah, that is kind of a thing too. Cool. So with that, let's why aren't we starting the show? Good question. What's up? Oh, sorry, man. The music's out. New guy. Hey everybody, what is going on? How you doing? How you doing? How you feeling out there? This is Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, coming at you from the Wizard's Tower. And we are here. We are doing the whole thing from the show and all of that jazz. Welcome to the dark side of the room. This is the show where, well, how can I put this? Oh, this is, well, the show where we talk about games and fun and all this other stuff that we normally do and put up with and all that stuff, right? The Cinematic Sorcerer, and thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for being here and all of that jazz. Man, today has been a serious thing. And here I am without my coffee, my life-giving juice. Oh my God! So let us fix that really quick. I put together a big thing today, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Today I want to do a poll with you guys. So this is what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? All the people that might be watching us over here on YouTube. What's up? I've got you guys pulled up as well, but this is a Twitch poll, all right? So yeah, that's a thing. But if you leave a comment, well, the people that are looking at the stream will actually read the comment right here on the page, so you can let them know what you vote for. But let's see. Yep. Set up. Yes. All right. Cool. So full. All right. Cool. So today's show, guys. This is what I want to know. Today's show. Do you want me to play a game or paint? Or do you want me to blah 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 play a game or paint a mini? I could call it a bigature and all that stuff. So let me see. What can I do? Channel points per vote. Let's just put this at 100 if I can. 5 minutes. There we go. A 5-minute poll. There we go. That is what I'm looking at. We got a poll going right now. Look at all that. And so with all that, I gotta say, cool, dandy, all that other jazz. Uh-oh! All right, thank you so much for re-upping your your subscription, Neon Arlecchino. That is very awesome of you to do all of that. So, if you guys got any other questions or comments or anything about how we do stuff around here and all of that jazz, you can feel free to pull up your keyboard and type in back in the deck at gmail.com. That's BACKINTHEDECK at gmail.com. You can also reach out to me over on the Facebook. Hey, look at all that stuff. But before you do any of that stuff, you can also do it on Twitter and Instagram and all of that stuff. I love that you're engaged, but I'm not answering any questions about today's poll. Just make your vote and all that jazz. You can also hit me up on Instagram, and of course, if you're on TikTok, just look up BidPy, BIDPY. And if you are, like me, over 40, well, when it comes down to that type of thing, you can always sign up on Deckers on the Book. That is our Facebook group, because if you're over 40, you're probably still using Facebook. I know I am. And of course, with all of that that comes down on the table, with all of those things that we are talking about, yeah, you can totally reach out and do all of that stuff. So, what I want to do with you guys today, oh man, I am so tired. My phone has been ringing off the hook, but I want to say, hey, what's up? And thank you guys for being here. Like Ella and A-OK, along with Alisadra, Call of Fortnite, Cthulhu, Cyberdrake, Luca, Draft Snatch, Adelana, Gray Ghost, Lisa Bay, because they're still my bay and they're coming back, and Jupes Junk, along with Kata and Ravenhawk 47. So yesterday, you know, we had a couple of guests. Actually, we had a guest in there today, and do you want to rock? Yeah, we had a guest in yesterday. That was Mr. Smith, and that was awesome. And along with Mr. Smith, you know, we ended up playing a game of Dead Zone, which is kind of cool. And the reason that I put this stuff up here in the way that I did was because, well, how can I put it? I have not paid enough attention to my patrons. It is a cardinal sin for what we do. So I'm like, what can I do to make things right with my patrons? Well, number one, I can apologize. Okay? Which I do sincerely and deeply. But beyond apology, I gotta put some action out there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start doing some Patreon only content with my people on the Patreon. One of the things that I have yeah, one of the things I gotta say I'm gonna be doing is I like battle reports, I like playthroughs, but battle reports are a lot of work, a lot of editing. Okay, and if you guys know me or have been fans of the channel, you guys know, yeah, that's right, I'm in this for the haul, right? I edit in the camera because I don't like post all of that. So, what am I doing with all of that? Like, you know, yeah, I got the thing, I know how to do the editing software and all that jazz. But let's be real, all right? And I'm serious. Let's be really real. A lot of the times I'm out there and I see people doing battle reports and all that jazz, and I start to go, you know, there's a lot of stuff. I even talked with my kids, and my main kid was like, dude, oh, really, guys? The poll? All right, the poll came up, and it's 50-50, but only one person voted for each one. Come on, guys. I know there's more than two people actively watching. So I'm going to put this poll up again because I was able to do it. So let's see if I know what I'm doing here. because yeah, I really like that outfit. And I'm gonna put 10 minutes on this. Yeah. All right. What are we doing? What are we doing today? Play a game. Or paint a inning. All right. That is yeah. I put this down to 100 channel points. Oh, wait. I gotta put the poll back up there again. No. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. I didn't vote because I really shouldn't do either one. But what I'm gonna do here is all right, so I put another 5 minutes. Hey, what's going on, M10? So yeah. So there's a poll that's up right now on the channel. All right. What would you like? Add playing my bit. No. No, no. That's a lot to ask for, Neon. I would have to go into a totally different part of the Wizard's Tower to go get my base and then get up with the sound. And y'all know every time there's anything wrong with the broadcast, y'all are real quick to be like, your sound is going out. This is too loud. Blah 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 blah. So to bring in a whole musical instrument, an electric musical instrument at that, that's just not. I can't do that. So yeah, but so the question is, do you guys want to see a playthrough of a game, um, or do you want to hang out and paint a mini with? There's some stuff that I mean, either way, what we're talking about today is I am gonna be upfront with a lot of you guys. There's some things about playing that I've always had. No, I can't do that for free, but I'll tell you what. If I get a notification that I got $50 in donations for this show, then I will put the show on pause and I will go and get my base. Okay, that is what I'll do. If yeah, I will finally put so yeah, just putting the donation up there. If if I get a I got the notifications coming right here. So if the thing comes up and I get a $50 donation, then yes, I will go and I will get my base and I will play for a little bit. But so there you go. Put your money where your mouth is. You know I'm a man of my word. So but what we're gonna talk about today is I got a problem. And that is I live kind of far away from most of my old gaming groups, which means I have a lot of solo play. And I've got this mental hang about solo playing by myself. Um, Primarily because when I was growing up, I was a very unpopular fat kid. Okay, that was a really big thing for me. I was the fat kid on the block. My voice didn't drop. Like when I hit puberty, I shot up in physical stature, but I still had a very high voice. I was very Michael Jackson, you know. And no, I had a voice like Michael Jackson. Not as bad as Mike Tyson, don't get me wrong, but I had a very high voice and I was very overweight. And I like doing things with my mind, but I live in a culture where athleticism is a while I was growing out. Um I love that. Neon is sitting up going, my mouth is bigger than my wallet, but I can try to incite people. Go ahead. I'm just saying that is the price. What that is what it will cost for me to do what you want me to do. Okay. Um, and now, I'm a middle-aged dude. I'm a little older. And I'm sitting up and I'm just kind of going, all right. So, most of my gaming group are older people. And when I say older people, I mean like over 50. Some A lot of them literally, and I mean this, literally are losing the ability. Okay? Um And so having them drive 20 miles and stuff like that, that's kind of a thing. I do my best, but quite often, and this is real talk, guys. Quite often, my friends just aren't up for doing the stuff that I like to do. Although, not gonna lie, um, here we go. Yeah, not gonna lie, a lot of the stuff that that I like to do requires time and energy. As you get older, a lot of these not be there. Oh, looks like we're painting a mini today. All right. The people have spoken. There was finally a winner. Call of Fortnite went twice. Okay, so we're painting. Painting, I can deal with that. Hmm. I was a little late setting up today because I was literally, and I mean this, I was literally getting everything together for either one. I've got the game board sitting here in front of me. I've got the minis. There's just um, but yeah, that's fine. Now, I'm gonna do something that you really shouldn't do. Said, um, yes, winner, winner, paint a chicken dinner. Um, but everything is cake. So since I can't get out all the time because I have two vehicles, one is a motorcycle, one is a truck. And that is a huge difference in gas, right? And I live in Los Angeles. I mean, main Los Angeles. All right, Los Angeles. And though gas is relatively inexpensive, I live, that relativity is still well, I pay about 480. Yeah, about 480 a gallon gas. So driving a great big truck, um yeah, driving a great big truck for my gas prices are is not really that great. All right, I'm seriously, it is crazy what I have to do. Um, yeah, it is truly, truly, truly mad. I mean, mad, 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 like mad, 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 mad world, mad. Um, to do what I have to do in order to um, in order to go places, and that's a real thing. That is definitely so. Um, so I end up playing alone a lot. I set up the boards, make all the noises. I'm like pew pew pow, brrrah, da, 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 pa, pa. You know, yeah. I have a box right here in front of me. I mean, it's big. All right, I got a big old box right here in front of me, and we're doing it. In order to do this, I'm gonna do something that you should never do. Okay, people are gonna look at me going, "Oh my God, you're being so dangerous. You will die. You will die." And no, and that the thing I have to do, believe hurdles, is I have to the mini that we're doing today. Um, so, okay, got that. And what is this? Uh huh. Oh, I thought that was my gray, not my gray. Um, about that. Oh, yep, yep, that's cool. Yay! All right. Yeah, we're gonna put a little sepia on. Hmm. So, not really. All right. So yeah. So with all that being said, and a lot of that stuff being done, I have to play games by myself, and I have a mental block against it because being the lonely kid, and I mean that I was very lonely as a child, and being the level of lonely that I was, I ended up doing a lot of things alone. Now I had a couple of really so much that they're family, and I still keep a hold of them today. But They had a strange mom that never let them out of the house. And when I was growing up, this is like a I lived and currently live in a neighborhood that had lots and lots and lots of barred barred windows, barred doors. That's right. See, I'm putting the camera up um so that I can give y'all said y'all want it. So yeah, that is a really really thing. Oop, there we go. So, with that being said, um you know, when it comes to playing by myself, I never had a problem with playing games solo. Okay, that was never really a thing in the sense of I play games solo, but I do everything to win. Nah, I don't cheat when I play games alone. I just, but, um, but it really reminds me of being that very lonely kid. You know, just sitting up. Hey there, lonely boy, lonely boy. If you're wondering, I'm cleaning my brushes. All right. Um, so playing by myself was a big thing, and um, now as a middle-aged man with my own modes of transportation and my budget to keep up with pretty much any game I want to that isn't from Games Work. You know, and now it's difficult because I seem, and I say seem because it may not be, but it seems I have to chase down the world in order to play. And one of the big things, and you older folks out there will definitely feel me on this one. When you're over 35, it is it is work, okay? And I'm talking. I got Rihanna in the back of my head going work, 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 in order to find people to play with and get together with them. Specifically because in our day and age, um, well, not our day and age, it is how it's always. Um, People in their 20s or something don't really got time for old heads like me. And a second thing is the world that we live in right now has so much fear, so much anxiety that the idea of meeting and hanging out with new people, it's like, oh my God, no, we can't do that. Ah, new people, they're scary and made from cheese. Um, so what do you do with that particular, with the fact that if you want to, really want to hang with people and um learn some stuff, see some things, that's probably not going to happen in this state. Just it is a sad fact that a lot of people don't want to meet new people, especially with the amount of hate groups out there, post COVID society that we live in. It's a mess, all a mess, right? So what do you do? What does a boy do? Well, the boy gets over it. That's what he does. He does what he can to that's the whole thing. So um so for my patrons, my peeps on dem Patreons, I'm like, you know what? I got to get over this whole playing by myself thing. I enjoy watching battle reports. I really do. And since I enjoy watching battle reports, I'm like, you know what? I should make some. And you can find them out there from so many different places, so many different styles. And I'm like, you know what? What is my style? What is it that what kind of stuff should I do for my battle report? So is that is doing. Now, but those will be Patreon only content. At least early access, Patreon only. I've actually got a story arc written down for Grimdark Future Fire Fight, which is like Kill Team, but much less expensive. Mm. And yeah, it's turning out. It's looking like it's gonna be pretty fun. Let's see, where is my? I actually have to get up from the table, grab my glue. And if you guys are wondering, I am so pinned in here. I am boxed in like crazy. Oh, there's my sample model. Yeah, I am so pinned in and boxed in. It's gonna be a thing. Um, so yeah. But today, if you want to know what we're painting, ha 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 ha. This is so fun. So fun. We are gonna be painting this little. I say this little guy. I mean this. As you guys know, I'm not a shill because I'm not being paid for it. But I love games from schools since they're the only Patreon. Okay, since they're the only Patreon that I'm a part of, or the one that I've been a part of the longest. Um, I get models from them, and they just drop the models for this month. And this month, they're like, you know what? We are revamping a lot of our models. They just revamped. They literally just revamped their Sisters of Battle, but they're called Blessed Sisters, which is cool. And they changed the design. Well, they did something new and interesting, which was they revamped their alien bugs, or as I like to call them, inspired by but legally distinct from Tyranids, probably to coincide. Um, yeah, probably coincide with the release of Warhammer Edition. In fact, I'm almost sure that. So, oh, not doing Mogwai colors. This is an addition to my already existing. Okay? Now, yesterday, um, yesterday, I downloaded the thing, and my most reliable printers, because a good amount of the farm is down, and I'm trying to figure out what to do about that. But my most reliable printer, my very most my workhorse 3D printer, is a smaller one, and this model would not fit. And so, instead of printing it in one solid piece like I am wont to do, unfortunately, I couldn't. I couldn't. Because it wouldn't fit on the printer. So I had to print it up in its pieces. And still no dice. So, okay, fine. No dice. All that stuff. And I was going to prime it here on screen like you should never do. But what I've decided I'm gonna do is I am going to yeah, there we go. I am going to bring up a picture. Yeah, I'm gonna bring up a picture of the model that we're doing today while I go prime the thing. Alright, so we will be right back. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. So yeah, we'll be right back. But in the meantime, I want you guys to think about something. So that you can talk about it amongst yourselves, and so that you can talk with me about it when I get back to the table. Okay? And that is, yeah, that is, how do you guys feel about solo play? And this is, we used to call it gold fishing. When it came to collectible card games, you know, just playing stuff against yourself. And primetime footage. Cute, yeah. So, got my gloves on, and let's take a look at the thing that we are going to be painting today. Okay. You know, I so thought I muted the mic. But yeah, so we're back. Oh, wait, I forgot to do one other thing. This will only take half a second. Yes, it was Neon. I just had to go put that little guy back in his little cage there. Because, you know, sometimes, oh, there's some stuff that happens here at the Wizard's Tower. So, yeah, so got the thing all primed up. I'm seeing some mold lines and stuff like that, which is fine. I mean, seriously, it is fine. I just don't care. I can always go in with some Milliput later, but I also have to clean my brushes, which is one of the things I'm doing. So, and when I clean my brushes, this is a really, may as well do some valuable happening here. I tend to keep some paint thinner around because it's made for cleaning brushes. All right, cleaning brushes, like cleaning your house paint off your brushes and doing that whole thing. All right, and this is the thing, it doesn't take long, it doesn't take much, and cleaning your brushes is always a good habit form. So, my brush cleaning happens in two stages. Stage one is paint thinner. Okay. Um, and the paint thinner breaks up all the stuff that's like locked onto there and it's all crackly and stuff. But thing about it is you have to use it in super small amounts. Okay. And what I tend to do is I tend to dip it into the thing and I twist it to break up the places where the paint has. Right. Then second stage says as he turns off one of his monitors is brush paint. All right. Now I have had this thing of brush paint for like 7 years. It doesn't take a lot. It's essentially a bar of soap that I brush it, rinse it, done. All right. And that reconditions the brush. Make sure you're cracking or splitting the hairs in your brush. Because, yeah, split hairs, yeah, split ends, that's a real thing. I know this because, you know, my mom, hairdresser. So I spent a lot of time thinking about split ends. So let's take a look at what we got over because yeah, this is some stuff. Yeah, what I got here is you guys should have seen the picture by now. All right, this guy, this guy is impressive. All right, and to show how impressive he is, I'm literally setting up a shot. This guy and one of the standard infantry models. I say one of the standards, I mean the infantry model that I have him on is this little guy on a 25 millimeter base. Okay, so we're talking some real stuff here. There we go. Yeah, so let's take a look. This guy, yeah, this guy right here, this big guy right there, that is what we are painting today. Look at that. That is some stuff. All right, big guy. That little guy is right here. Oh, yeah, look at him. Oh, little guy. Ah, little guy. Ah, yeah, bye. And of course, next to him is a Necromunda figure. This is a Palinite, right? 30 millimeters. So this guy is huge. Okay, why is he a mini? Because in real life he would stand. Right? It is really awesome. And the STL to this. Oh wait, let's yeah, the STL to that thing is like 17, $18 or something like. And y'all know I got no problems paying for STLs like this. This was my tester model. When I finish my big printer, when I fix the big printer, I can print them out in one, and I can have multiples on the board, and I can make as many as I want. Okay. Sorry. Yes, I know he makes me look so small. How many pounds real would I need to make him life size? All depends on what I would be making him out of. Tell you the truth. So like real talk, I could probably, with the materials I have, in about 2 weeks, I think I would need, if I were to do them out of resin, I think I would need about 2 gallons of, no wait, no, like 5 gallons. I think I could do it in 5 gallons of resin and add a big resin printer and enough days, okay? Because to do a model like this in parts, how you have to do it, do I ever print out larger versions for Halloween deck? Actually, I don't. At least not for Halloween decorations for myself. Okay, and I want to make that clear. I don't do it for Halloween. Um, yeah. A statue of it. Once I get my bigger printers up and running, I'll be able to make one good 18 inches tall. 18 inches. So about twice as big. I would probably be able to do it 4 times as big if I took more time and prints. Right. So now let me set up the shot here, and then we can head on in. Is this over here? Oh, there. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna do this, and we have to move a box. Interfering with a shot. Y'all know how I am about things interfering with shots. Not a big. Okay. So I primed him up, and he's crying, but that's okay. Because before I can have him do the thing completely, okay. What I have to do is glue his arms in. So let's head over to the wizard's tower. Okay. Hey, how you doing? All right. So he has a bunch of extra arms, all that stuff. So he's not completely dried, as you can see from my gloves. So what I have to do is figure out where these extra arms go. Ah, interesting. Now, some of these arms have been socketed, but there's no socket hole, which is fine. That's absolutely fine. Because what we can do is something simple. Ah, there we are. Got that guy. We have that guy. Oh no, wait. Yeah. All right. So sometimes when you print out stuff, you get parts you don't need, which is perfectly. So what we got to do. You are terrible, Neon. All right. So we're gonna take this thing and we're just gonna carve off Yeah, what we're going to do here is we're going to carve off the placement peg. Yeah, we want to shave that down as much as we can. There we go. That's in there. Okay. Only takes about a minute or so. Um, Now we're gonna do the other side. I go in there. I kind of use the tree chopping technique of down one way, cross, down and across, and then I can just snap that right off and just clean up those edges. Shave it down. See, keep in mind, this doesn't have to be super neat, but it does have to be super in there. Okay, we don't want any sticky out parts because we want this to sit as flush to the model as we can get it. See, there we go. That looks good. That looks nice and good. All right. So yeah, didn't take a whole lot of time. What do we got here? Oh, we still got some sticky outy parts. Is he going to cut his finger? Stay tuned to find out. There we are. See? Nice and clean. Nice and clean. All right? Good. So now we just got to clean up our shavings. Now, move this outside of our board. Now what I've done here is I put some glue onto a little thing so that after I do the initial dry fit, I can put that all the way in there. Interesting. Did I? Nope. Yep. So. Nope. Now the best part about doing these like this is we can have so many different angles. But for this one, I'm going to do just the standard angle here. We're going to get that guy in there. I probably should have glued this thing on before I glued on the other claw. So, according to the art, it should be going down here. Yeah. There we go. Nope, not in there. Now see, the best part about doing this kind of thing, I hope I didn't print the wrong arms. That would have been silly. But even if it is a problem, I can still get in here with some milliput or some green stuff. And really, here we go. Get in here with some milliput or some green stuff. And yeah, see, this seems to be the right place. Up, right there. Okay. But before I put those in, I might just go back over. But I know these guys. Yeah. These guys are exactly what they be. Okay. So this guy goes in about there. So now that we've got our dry fit established, blue, focus. There we are. Pop on some of our glue. Put this exactly where it goes. Now this should have been done before. Should have been done before I primed it, but oh well. Stick that in, get a nice fit. There we go. That's nice and in there. Okay. And now we're going to do that on the other side. Oh, that's why. I printed out one more arm that was just too big. Did not realize that. Okay, that was cool. Yep, did not realize. All right, so yeah, we can get that in there. I'm gonna take a thing. And who knows, I might find somewhere on the model to put those extra 2 arms, because why not? It's mine, I don't care. I'm like, I grabbed the wrong arms. Guess I printed out one set too many. And if you're really lucky sometimes, really have a happy accident where you will have more than enough parts, and you can use that for a kit bash of others. Matter of fact, I do have a model that these big arms can go on. Or who knows, I might make wings or something. Cool. There we go. Base feature. Exactly. Now, I can totally use it for basing. But yeah, here's my second set. So let's dry fit in here. I'll put one here. Oh, this one goes on the other side. Yep, goes right there. See? Always dry fit, kids. All right. Go. One there. Dryer. Fitty fitty. Nope. It's the right side. Oh, yeah, that looks. Go. Yep, and now we just kind of let the paint dry. Or not the paint, but the glue. Now we put this back in there. Oh yeah, that looks. Yeah, look at. Yeah, he looks all roided out now. So now let's take that. I need a little. Now, if you notice, I haven't put him on a base yet. This is, hey, what's going on, Glenn? So, boom, boom. Now, see, this is the gluing and stuff that we're doing while we're waiting for the primer to harden up a bit. Notice I said harden up a bit, not necessarily dry. So, we totally did. We totally just dropped. Hey, that's a good. There. All right. Now let's see if back on here. He needs to be. This is why, guys, I tend to like printing in one solid. I don't like having to worry. Oh yeah, this thing is meaty. And I like that you say meaty, not necessarily beefy, but definitely full of meat. Because it is a bug. And who knows, maybe the orcs want to butter the thing up. I'll put some butter on it, boil it pretty well. You know, maybe put some seasoning in that water. Drop in some corn. Yeah. So yeah, so when it comes to playing by myself, I kind of have a thing against it, you know? I'm working through that because we're not perfect. And okay. I put this on backwards or what? Did not. Okay. Ooh. Man, this is such a pita. Actually, it might be a Prima. Oh, that's my statement for means in certain and was not bring my okay. Thanks, Cyberdrake. Right. So if we can get this thing to fit, I want it to. Now, if there are any spaces or anything that I don't like, I can always, oh, there we go. I can always bring some milliput in, like that. Yeah. There we go. Let's see. We can get this paint to do right. Good. Now, one little trick you guys not know is there is a particular when you have stuff in the brown bottle that actually works with super glue. And it's not one that I particularly like using, but I don't want to put the show on hold any more times to go get the stuff. I'm going to use that other stuff, and that is hydrogen dioxide, also known as high quality H2O. You know, you get the paint wet, it'll set up pretty quickly and pretty sturdily. Okay? Um, Now, my favorite accelerant, my favorite accelerant to use, other than the stuff in the brown bottle, is actually, um, there we are. Yeah, is actually, believe it or not, um, baking soda. Baking soda works like an immediate um, glue accelerant, and it gives it a little bit of a crust. There we go. Quite yet, so close, so close. A little bit of glue. If you wonder why I use my glue like this, guys, it's because with crazy glue or super glue, a little dab will actually, like real talk, one little will do. You don't want to get it all super thick and super crusted because it won't stick. Um, it's all about surface area. I know I sound like a science teacher, Science teacher. Ooh. Here. Stick. Good. I know a lot of you guys out there love posing your mini. Oh, these are the serrated arm, not the piercing arm. These are the piercing. These. Okay. So, and wiped off, and you can see. Yeah, this. But you know what the next thing we got to do? So I'm gonna do. And of course, yes, we slap chopping. Slappy, slap, choppy, choppy. Slap, slap, chop, chop. And choppy, choppy. Okay. Then, so I have my cut brush. This is the main thing I use, and it ain't that critical. Okay? I see a lot of people around a lot of places. I'm doing something that they say you should never do, and I get it, but there is a little something called saturation. So we're gonna take some water. We're gonna pour it on a paper towel, right? Because what we want to do, yeah, what we want to do is, what is going on? My microphone is just being such a little thing. There we go. Okay. So what we want to do is, I call it dry brushing. We say that we dry brush, but it's not exactly dry brushing. Okay. You have to. I put a little bit of water on this paper towel. So we're just gonna find the wet spot and dab. Okay. That's it. That's all we're gonna do. Okay. Because we need to have a tiny bit of moisture. A tiny, tiny, tiny bit of moisture. And as you can see, wiping off most of this stuff. Now, this is what's important. Don't wipe off your brush on the paper towel. Use your hand. Okay. This keeps the dry brush from looking chalky. Okay. That's we just want a little bit of moisture in here. Here we go. Good. Now we begin. Ooh. That is. Oh man. Alright, I think I wiped off too much. And the glue here didn't dry as much as I need it to. That's okay. We're just going to add a little more glue. This area here. I haven't quite gotten all the kinks worked out with this glue brand. So, yeah, we're just going to sit here for a hot minute. And see, you see how the dry brushing is already starting to bring out some detail, but not enough. Okay? There we go. So we're just going to use a little bit more. Just put in a little bit more. And if you notice, I'm not working really hard on this. All right. I'm not doing that. There we go. Now, what I did here was I saturated the paper towel. Which means now that the paper towel is saturated, it won't absorb a lot of paint along. And one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make, they're dry brushing. They like to push really hard. Okay. I'm not that guy. I don't really like. When I'm dry brushing, I kind of use it as more of an overbrush. Okay. And I do light swipings because I don't like working that hard. There we go. Yeah, just some light swipings. We're gonna stick Carapace really. Okay, now we're starting to get that chalky look that I don't like. Okay, so all we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little moisture. Okay, just a tiny bit of moisture, less than a drop of water. There we go. See? Today is coming out a lot better now. Just a bit of wet. Now, what I do like about painting big models like this, if you notice, I'm going with the grain. I'm going with the grain of the model. Now, I'm using a cheap 99-cent store makeup brush. Did it again. So I'm losing hairs. But guess what? It's $1. Okay? And the thing about this dollar is I've done like 15 models so far. Hungry for fried bug because we always love crawdads and lobster. Okay, come on. We got I think it's Cyberdrake. Yeah, Cyberdrake is sitting up. Yeah, hairy bugs are scary bugs. It is true, they are. Okay, yeah, there we go. And we're just gonna do a light touch. And if you notice, right now, I'm holding this thing by the one we just glued in. Right? So, and again, I like to do a compare and contrast. I'm only doing one side in the dry brush so that y'all can see what the difference is after everything's been set. Because again, this is going to be for slap chopping. All right, this is such a thing, isn't it? All right, you know what? I can't deal with this. I'm sorry, guys. I will be right back. All right, I will be right back because this is killing me. This is really killing me. So I'm gonna go and get my accelerant. The water didn't work, and all I need is one. So let's head back, guys. Never to see this part of the studio. All right, so we're gonna be right back in a sec. Because yeah, this is just so got rid of that. What will I will show you as a picture of what it looks like. Ah, So that didn't take too long, which was good. Cause yeah, I am over, over. Um, yeah, I am just over playing with this. So got the Insta set. All right. Um, and this will just make the job so much. So let's just head back over. So now that we got the Insta set, still got glue in here. Oh yeah, yeah. I am about done with y'all. Okay. Now I buy the big bottle. I've had this for about 6, 7, 8 months. So, boop, that's it. Glue. You're in there. Now, now we're gonna go in there and fix the arm. Again, man, right tools for the job. Scary stuff. So yeah. All right. Uh, so we're just gonna do a total re-gluing of these things now that we got the right stuff. Okay. Because yeah, this is 5 or 6 shades of irritating. Here we go. Now, step one, take our glue, set the bloody thing in place. Now we can use a bigger dollop because we've got our accelerant. So, yeah, so what we're going to want, put this thing right down there. That's the angle that we. So, one of the reasons that I keep doing the stuff this way is because when you work with accelerant, sometimes you may end up clogging. Yeah, you may end up clogging up glue. That's why a lot of model makers just don't like it. I'm not one of those guys. All right, so put this guy in its place. Pulling him here. And got a stray hair. There we go. Ah, there he is. Right there. Ooh. Alright, so now that that is in its place, I'm going to take a drop of our accelerant, and we're going to let capillary action just take it to where it needs to. So, 2 drops is about all you need. And that got in there. There we go. Okay, this is being really odd. Like, really odd. It's just, it's like sand. I don't know what is going on. So now that we got the accelerant, though, we're going to do a big old dollop. Then we're going to put it in its right place. Okay. Ooh. Once we put that dollop in there, get it to where it needs to go. This is so many layers of frustrating. Arrgh. Okay, now you guys are saying why I print everything as one solid. especially since I have strong hands. I have very strong hands. And what that means is while I'm trying to hold this thing in place, I have officially busted off the other arms. So that's a thing. So we're just going to put another dollop in there. Now we're just going to pop this thing in place as best as we can. That feels like it's fitting right. Here we go. Look at that. Now that's in there. Ugh. That became a thing. Okay. We're just going to re-go over all the arms. Okay. Now you guys are witnessing me almost getting caught up in a trap. Okay. And that trap is simple. As I said, I watch a lot of videos and stuff, and sometimes I find my standards are trying to sneak behind my back and rise without me wanting them to. Because I don't want higher standards. I just want to make and play with my toys. Okay? Sometimes those higher standards or lower standards come up and they just sneak right up on you. But yeah, get that in there. Okay, so now that that's in there, okay, we still have a little bit of the accelerant, but we're just going to add a little bit more. Let the capillary action do what it do. Here we go. Look at that. Okay, now on this side, our little guy busted loose. And that's an oh no. So we're just going to put another dollop of glue in there. Okay. There we go. And before we add the accelerant, we're just going to wipe that off of the edge. Try to stay as neat as we can. And now we're going to try and put it back. Now this is actually keyed in. So that's real. Really? Yeah. So that was keyed in there. And now we're going to put a dollop underneath to really get that in there. Yeah, there's our dollop. Now, will this win you a golden demon? Painting your models help you get rid of your stress. Yes, actually. I'm not going to say I enjoy it, but it takes my mind off. And I like that you asked that question. Does it help me get rid of my stress? I really started miniature painting a lot when I was in a very bad relationship. Okay. For some reason, my significant other loved to argue, and I don't like to argue. So there were those fights straight out of sitcom, and I'm not a big fan of that. But because of where we were and what was going on, like I wasn't really in a place where I had much agency. So I would lock myself in the office, and over the years, I've accumulated a lot of things, especially when I worked at the game store. Because yeah, when I worked at the game store, the game castle, it's not there anymore. Don't look for it. Hey, Power Commander. I managed to get my hands on a bunch of like Reaper minis. Specifically dragons. I had lots of Reaper dragons. So every time my girlfriend and I got into a fight, and I didn't have anywhere to go, especially in like the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, I would go into my office and I would paint a dragon. And I noticed every time I was painting the dragon, major thing I had to do with the dragon was to keep my mind on what I was painting, not on how mad I was or how stupid I thought it was or any of that. Just paint the lizard, and that was it. So it really got me through some really rough nights, just painting a dragon. Um, and I still have them. I put them up on my I think I put them up on my Facebook and on my Instagram after all that stuff was done. Not the pose I want. So hang on. Not the pose. That's closer to the pose I want. I can put there. And boom. There we go. Those are the two poses that I want. So now that I got them in the two poses I want, I could take my accelerant and just pop that in there. All right. Pop that in there. Now these things are in there. Good. All right. That's what I needed. Man, this brush is like, kill me, kill me. That's fine. So what I'm gonna do, if we take a look at the brush, it really kind of looks like Don King. So I'm just gonna do some trimming. Fix up its edges a little bit. Maybe get it some Timbs or something. God knows I don't have the money for G1 Jordans, right? There we go. And there we go. Yeah. Just clean it up a little bit. All right, and now that we got all that, while I was inside, I also grabbed my gray paint. All right, so gray paint. And again, some gray paint, a little bit of water. And this gray, not like me, paint mod. You think some do it to get rid of burnout and together with a see, it's very good for building community, actually. There's a lot of folks out there, and I mean a lot, that only build and paint minis. Like that is their whole jam. You see, what I'm doing here is I'm mixing up a bit of a darker gray. Okay, because I don't want this to go white yet. Now, real talk, when you have your materials already put together and you're doing good, then yeah, I would be halfway done with this model by now. But I wasn't exactly prepared for today's show. So, ounce of preparation and all that. But yeah, so building a community, there are communities out there. Like, I'll tell you what I've learned from studying Warhammer 40K is that there are lots of people out there that only paint. They only build models and they paint. They make their dioramas. They put them on display. They say, look at what I did. And that brings them all the joy. And part of me kind of wishes I could be like that. There we go. Yeah, we got a nice dark gray. I'm going to light it up like one more shade, or lighten it up one or two more shades. There we go. There we go. And now, yeah, there we are. Cool. So, I'm going to take my stirring brush. There we go. Yes. Okay. And add a little water. Right off a bit. And there. All right, we are back to it. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, here we go. We're now back on schedule. Okay, yeah, now you guys are able to see a little bit more detail. We got a wobbly bit. That's okay. We got all the right tools now. Okay. We're just going to take this little wobbly bit. You're going to dollop 1 or 2 dollops. Now, I'm going to roll around, make sure it doesn't go where I don't want it to go, and boom. Maybe 2 drops. And as you guys can see, now you can normally buy this stuff at a store. Okay? Yeah, you can normally buy this stuff in a store. And you'll be able to see that it tends to come in a spray bottle. But a lot of folks, like myself, don't use it in a spray bottle. Nah, son. Because you only need 1 or 2 drops at a time in any given location. As you can see now, I'm using this as gap filler because I don't feel like waiting for Milliput to dry. I could use Milliput as a gap filler, you know. There. That's in there. Yeah, get down there. Okay. Now, see? Back, and we're nice and strong. All right. Here we go. See, a lot of folks will tell you, no, you can't do it that way. No. Dude, guys, they're your toys. Do what you want. I am going to do a little more water in here. Now, some folks, for the dry brushing technique, they tend to use a sponge and they put in that much water into a sponge. But I'm using a paper towel, which means I have to use a lot more to get that in there. Okay? Now they say never dry it with a paper towel because the paper towel absorbs water, and they are correct. Paper towel does absorb water and paint. But I'm not. Here we go. I'm not a big proponent of no, don't do it like that. No. Okay. That's not me. Not who I am. Because I come from the world of what you got. And if all you got are paper towels, because your mama will make you do a whole lot of chores, ooh, this brush is literally on its last legs. I'm losing stuff left, right, and sideways. Now, if you're wondering what to do when your brush starts doing this, I'm going to show you. Okay? But see, every time you remove bristles, you're removing bristles from the ferrule. So I'm going to take something solid, lighter here, and I'm going to re-squeeze. And re-squeeze. Here we go. Okay, pinch that stuff all the way in there. For now, I'll be going to the 99-cent store sometime this week anyway. So I'll be just some more brushes. There we are. Now, go. Okay, now you guys can actually see the graying and the silver. Okay, I did such a dark silver because I wanted a mid-tone. There we go. Yeah, I did the gray because I wanted a mid-tone. And mid-tones, really important to have. Because we don't want such stark contrast. Oh, stark. You know, we want Lannister contrast. Martell contrast. Okay? And there we go. Although, I could stand for it to be a little bit lighter. Like here is good, here's a little light. So, we're just going to add a little more white to this mix. We're just going to lighten it up just a little bit. There we go. 3 drops. Let's see what happens. Not quite. 3 more. 3. Not quite. 3 more drops. 3. I think that's a little better. You know what? I'll go for 3 more drops. There we go. Yeah, that's a lot better. There we go. Yeah. Isn't Lannister contrast just blood? No, that's Lannister bill collection. Oh. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Difference there? Oh yeah. That's the stuff. Now, as you guys can see, I am not using a lot of force on my brush. Okay? And the reason for that is one, a light touch is really important when it comes to doing um a really light touch is important. Sometimes I do like to dab just to bring out a little bit of detail, but yeah, just a really light touch. You guys can see, great primer, a little bit of dry brushing. Great primer, dry brushing. Dry brush. Okay. And now that we've got that whole thing going, what we are going to do is we're going to finish dry brushing the whole thing so that we can move on to our next color. So, doesn't have to be that hard. I am painting on camera, which extends the time. So, there. Now see, as you can see, I got some places that are a little more red than others. That's easy to fix. Okay? So I'm going to take one of our smaller brushes, like the ones I just cleaned, and we are just going to be a rolling stone. I see a model and I want to paint it black. Yep. All we're going to do. On here with some paint. See, your mistakes or your errors don't have to be freaking world ending. Or you missed a spot. Yeah, whatever. There. Red all gone. Well, mostly gone. We're going to do that. And my favorite part about working with acrylic paint is that it dries really quickly. Just put on your thin coats and let your tools do the work. You know, just let them do the work. Yeah. Like, hey, tools, get to it. Do the work. There. So, So yeah. So yesterday I downloaded this. I downloaded it. I saw that it wouldn't fit on my thing. Wouldn't fit my printer. So I went into MeshMix, which is a free program, and I wanted to cut the thing in half, make it fit on my build plate, and it kept crashing, just over and over. Sometimes I would get the plane cut done, and then I'd go to separate the shells, and it would crash again. And it did this over the course of 3 computers. And then at about, I don't know, 9:30, 10 o'clock last night, it worked. It just worked. I don't know why it worked, but it worked. And I said, okay, I'll take that win. So I took the win and I started painting it, or I started printing it last night. I'm eliminating a lot of the white spots. I accidentally got white paint because I had a little bit of splash. I said, oh no, and then I'm like, don't worry about it. Yeah. Hey, Roland. Man, I've been wondering where you been. You know, so you are still alive, and it's good to see you. All right. So that's why I've got like mold lines and stuff on this, like here. That's a big line. I could fill that with Milliput, but real talk, I might not. I don't know. I know what color I'm painting. And if you find that you have to make some corrections on your models and stuff after you've painted them, fine. You know, just remember your paint scheme. That hope with some problem in the Atlantis mission. I have no idea what you're talking about. Have you been in Atlantis this whole time? You been kicking it with Arthur? Because if so, that's pretty freaking metal. And here we are, right back to the dry brush. Okay. Here we go. That. And since my brush is falling apart, I'm being a little more haphazard. Now, some painters are like, you're such a chalky thing. I don't like to draw. And I'm like, guys, stop. I am not a competition anything. I don't do competition painting. I don't enter my films. Oh, railgun refit. Cool. I have no idea what you do, but if it requires a railgun refit, I'm not sure if I want to. I'm not entirely sure I have that kind of security clearance. Okay. So the first dry brush and the slap chop technique that we are doing, this is really to bring out detail. Okay. Brings out details. And of course, you've seen all the videos at this point. You really want to make sure that you don't get the paint in the recesses and blah, blah, blah. And they're right. They're right. But here's a thing that bugs me. And so I'm going to give you guys my answer. Good amount of the time, you'll hear them say, you want good naval contractor. Gotcha. Okay. Yep, I definitely don't have that clearance. Yeah, you'll hear people online talk about, yeah, we really want the shadows to come out there and all that stuff, and you're like, dude, what do you mean? Well, let me walk you through this. Okay? And I'll really walk you through it when we put on the next layer of dry brushing. Okay? Yeah, this, oh, look at that. Now, I will explain a little bit of contrast by using music as a metaphor. Ooh, that's gonna. Ooh. It's really simple. Okay. The patient the patient needs a shoulderotomy. In music, there are lots of things. There are lots of musical notations and things like that. But one of the biggest things there are in music are notes, which are sounds, and rests. Okay? And rests are really important. Okay? Matter of fact, rest is where the music actually happens. All right, and I will explain. And this is in music. This is also in life. Um, and this is literally my answer to find culture. This is important, like life lesson. Um, Now, when you're doing music, you'll get harmony, melody, blah 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 blah. But fundamentally, before all of that, you've got sound and silence. Okay. Yeah, I know you're already singing to yourself. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Seem to come to you again. Right? But hmm, living in that's right. All I want is to have my peace of mind. You know, but as much as I like Boston, travel exhausts me. Um, Now, when it comes to making music, you've got sound and silence with the pauses, the empty spaces. Uh, 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 ba ba ha ba 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 da ba 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 ba. Now, as a bass player, I learned this because sometimes I get stuck on one note grooves. Do 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 do. All right, but the music happens in the silence because at the end of the day, I'm really just going do. But when you stop the noise or when you stop the sound, do 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 do. Then you got a groove. Then you got music. Right? Now, that's contrast sound. That's how we get music. And art, doing right here, right now, you can make out the shape of this model because of the dark parts, and the light parts. Okay, there's some lighter parts and there's some shadows that go in there, and that defines what it is. You want to see all light, no shadow? Let me see if I can find all light, no shadow. There. That still has shadow. Okay? This is what it looks like. Okay, just all white. Or all blue. Or all purple. It's just it literally is just a solid sheet of color. Okay? And the art comes in not just light, but shadow. All right. Now I learned that with music. Well, I understood it with music. I really learned it in film school because most of my favorite movies at the time were detective story. Well, I love film noir. Okay. All right. Trench coats, fedoras, private detectives. So, you know, so we're talking Casablanca, Maltese Falcon, Have and Have Not. Um, the original Scarface, the Babyface, all that stuff from the 1940s. And those movies were completely in black and white. Yet, we saw shapes and shadows, and we could define so much of what we saw by what we looked at on that. I have not seen the beatniks, at least not to my knowledge. Um, all right, so now all that's done. Now we can start lightening up. Now here's the next part. We talk about this every time I paint something, and I'm going over this for all you people in the back. Ready? um, yeah. So now that we've got that, ooh, that's I cross contaminated. Uh, there we go. Yeah. Um, What was I on about? Oh yeah, color. Okay. So now that we've got this, we're going to lighten it up with another bit. As I said, music happens, art happens in the space. Now we're just going to go more level, and the brighter the colors, less you have to use. I'm not going to get into it on object source, but those things are a lot closer to solos. That's what we're talking about. There we go. Look at that guy. Now you can really see its form, its color, shape coming out. This thing is saying, look, I've got armor. Light bounces off me. Go. Boom. Now I'm back in my. As you guys can see, yeah. Yeah, look at that. See, this is a nice little undercoat that we got going. So, really nice undercoat that we got. Okay. But, just to add some insult to awesomeness, okay, we are going to go one level higher with our white. Okay? Just one level higher. Okay? And this is going to be awesome. Okay? But I've got some white paint. Some white paint. Oh, we're going to be here until I finish this thing. I'm just letting y'all know that. There we go. This might be it for this big brush. There. There. See? Got here? Now, if you notice, I'm kind of doing what's called object source lighting, except my source of light is going to be the sun. See, this guy, gameplay rules, pops up from underground. It's going, psych! Okay. Here we go. Here. Right now I'm going kind of against the grain. Okay. Really pop out that contrast. Now don't worry about how bright my because when the white dries off on it, it's going to be when the light gray I mixed up dries off on this thing, you'll barely notice that it's there. Then afterwards, I'm going to do one more really bright coat. Okay? One more really bright contrast. There, look at this guy. Yeah. Now this guy is really looking like something. Okay? And again, you guys can see shape. Joie de vie. And I'm sure you're noticing We're not taking this all the way white. Okay? We've got 2 or 3 different shades gray. Not 50. Stop it. But get away from that keyboard, Neon. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. We've got a bunch of different shades of gray, and it's also leading in black. That is contrast. Light, light, dark. Light, 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 dark. Light, light, dark. Just like bop, 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 bop. Okay? Music exists in the spaces where there's no sound. Just like art lies in place where there's no color. This big and cool and important lesson. So yeah, there we go. Look at this guy. Now we're going to go one more. We're going to use a big brush, and we're only going to use white. Okay? But it's going to be the same thing. Up. For that. What we need. Good. Yeah, that's them. I'm only going to do this on the highest parts. Parts that are most skybound. See? These bits. And this gives some serious contrast. And really brings out the stuff that we can see. I'm not going to lie. This is the part that I find the most fun. Okay? Again, this is... See what I'm doing? I'm literally just dragging the paintbrush. Dragging the paintbrush over the dragon. Dragging and dragging. Dragging the dragon. Look at the dragon as I drag it. And there we go. See, one of the big parts of this art style, long stroke. There. Good. Now, come a long way from that, yeah, come a real long way from that fluorescent red, haven't we? Because painting is relative. So, now, let's come up with a plan. Carapace, and little bone shards, okay? And other stuff. Now, there were a sample model where I only did 2 colors, really. And that's green and purple. This guy is a little bit bigger, okay? So we're probably some other colors, and that's perfectly okay. So, all right. Well, we'll see you on the next show, Neon. See you on the next show. Okay. So now we got to clean out our clean out our palette a bit. Now we're about to use 2 to 3, really 2 colors, because well, yeah, technically 3. But now that we've got all that, ooh, you know what? I think I want to add just a little bit more to this top. Tiny bit more. And now we're going to do just an overbrush, which means I'm not really going to dry off dry brush. But I'm giving it a really light, see? Just giving it a pat, 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 okay? With relatively moist. I like that. Some people hate that. I'm not one of those. Here we go. Yeah. Good. Yay! All right. Now, got all that. Now we're going to just off this. And since we have color scheme, first thing we're gonna do is our orc skin green. Okay, a little bit of orc skin green. Boo, 1, 2. Yep, a little bit of our orc skin green from Army Painter. Okay, Army Painter Speed Paints, love it. One of these days, and I'm gonna mix it with a bit of black because I want to darken it up. Just there we are. Yeah, nice deep. Okay, and since this is a speed paint, we could slop it on, but pop it on. I'm gonna brush it on. Ooh. Nope. We need to add some white to that. Shouldn't have added the black. My mistake. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add just a little bit of gray, lighten it up, and some of our medium. Now, since this guy is big, I'm gonna have a little bit of a different color palette um, from the rest of the army. Okay, because he's huge, which means, you know, here we go. Now we're really gonna thin him. I mean, really thin. I've been asked the question like, hey, have you ever considered getting a wet palette? And no. And see, if you notice, what we're doing here is we're just, that is the important bit of this technique. Go. Tint it. Round. Now that we've got it to a good opaqueness, we're going to take our heavier brush. No, this is our guy. Right here. Haha. Get it in there. In there. On the recesses. Let it do what me painter, speed paint, and press paints and all that stuff. Let it do what it do. Here we go. Let's add a little bit more of this medium. This is still a little thick. I want it to be a little more runny so that when it dries, all of that work for the undercoat doesn't just go away. Go. Yep. That in there. Slide. Do its thing. Now I'm just going to add some water to this mix. I don't have to. Yeah, I'm taking shortcuts. My toys, I do what I want. There we go. Now. Yeah, look at There we go. Yeah. Okay, and see? Here we go. Nice, thin, runny, not all chunky. This is literally it. Just pushing runny, wet, thin paints all around it. That's all we got to do. Ooh, might have thinned it too much. So we're just going to add one more drop, or a couple more drops of Orc Skin Green to this wacky mix. Here we go. Now we're just going to push that around. Yeah. Push that around. Push that in there. Okay. Now we want to get all the carapace parts. Again, my world, my guys have a lot of oh. Now we're just gonna do his other side. Yeah. Contrast is yeah. Look at that. Oh yeah, my coming out real. See who else is here. Who else is here in the thing? Oh wow, a lot of you guys are still awesome. Hey, Roll Girl. Good to have you back. Okay. Let's boom. All the way. See, you guys can see where all those shadows and actually you guys can see through this super thin contrasty repainter speed paint, not contrast paint. Trademark. There we go. You guys see all that. Now, I'm sure you guys can see up in places. So we take our brush and flick it out and push it to. It really is that simple. Ain't that critical? It's not that important. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Of course. Lost an arm again. We'll glue that on in a different way. 5 recordings, right? Hmm. There we go. There we go. All the way down there. Get down there with that. Okay. Keep in mind, I keep standing it up like this because I want to see what parts of the model are going to be seen when it's on its face. Okay, because all of my paint jobs are to look good from 2.5 to 3 feet away. Okay? So, is green. Green. Now I've got a couple of other places under here, part of the carapace. Here. I don't know why I'm not choking up on my brush. Here we go. That under. Doop doop. And ups. This is really going to stick out. I get my purplish. But yeah, again, all of its armor pieces. There we go. There. See? Again, you really don't need a lot. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait. A couple of other armor plates. Like here. Yep. And then the other sides, of course. And his elbow. Elbows. There we go. Yeah, look at that. I'm not as concerned about getting stuff wrong parts. Because again, y'all know that my stuff is like green and pink or green and purple. Okay. The purples that I have are going to be very, very covering, very con. All right. Good stuff. You doggy. You doggy. Okay, now see the green down here is kind of faded. I don't know if it's because I've been touching it or what. That's okay. But now we got to mix up a little more. So we're just going to go straight or green at this point. And let the contrast paint do its job. Oh yeah, straight up is a lot. Here we go. Straight up orc green. That's what we're gonna do. Up orc green. Just let the contrast paint do what let the army painter speed paint do what the army painter speed paint does, which is shade and fall into recesses and all that stuff. Like it ain't that critical. So guys, top coat. guys be like, me, 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 me. Look at my little bitty hand, me, me, me. See what we got there? That is looking great. Okay. Now, and see, this is giving us two different shades of green, and I'm taking just the straight up contour, or the straight up speed paint, and I'm kind of doing a cross coat. Some folks take particular types of paint, they would put like tiger stripe. That is the idea. Um, here we go. All right. Here's the next thing, though. Now, I've let you guys know, sister, her being herself, ended up buying me the Speed Paint 2.0 kit, and I'm still only using the colors from the basic kit. Two reasons. One, I'll do an unboxing of it on the Patreon, and second, this is a for me. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh, he's coming out. And second, this is a really big one for me. Um, when it comes, guess I'm doing a sub-assembly. When it comes to good fortune and things like that, I want to share it with people. So I want my patrons and stuff to be like, "Oh, we got the thing. I want to know how that thing went." So I'm going to share that joy, that them. That is where that goes. Okay. So you're literally going to glue it back in. One good time. Lost my thing. Now, I will probably be up all night. Some other stuff. And but who knows? Maybe I'll play a solo game. Maybe I will record a Patreon. I don't know. We're gonna do one last glue job. Really just get this in there. That. Okay. Oh yeah. That's in there. That's all right. So get back to this. Now I'll probably do the armor plating a different color, but I think I'm gonna hit that with some. With that being the case, coffee. Yeah. And checking to see if I've missed any. Have Now, I want a bit of a pank, like love. Oh, I talked to the Warp Tumblers. It looks like we're having a game this month. That's gonna be fun. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really looking forward. I like playing. Okay, really coming together. Okay. But now, got to do a different color. Right? Different color is we're gonna go purple. We're gonna go purple. But Hive Dweller purple is very, very, very dark. Very, very dark. So we are gonna thin it down. Amazing. And I want to lighten it up. So I'm gonna do the same thing to lighten as I did with the green. We're instead of adding black, we're gonna add white. Okay. Wow, that's still really dark. So, like it's like a deep, deep plum color, and that's fine. Because yeah, we want to desaturate it. We also want to keep it flowing. So where's our medium? God, we use so much contrast medium. There's so much speed painter medium. There we go. Hmm. Okay. Now we're gonna just pop some water in. Add a new water cup. And don't worry, because we're gonna hit this with a standard dry brush. Well, dry brush ink over this jazz too. Okay. A little bit more. There. Even more. Good. That's what I'm looking for. We are going here. I'm gonna start on a little part that nobody. Ooh, boo, boo. Difference? Yeah. And again, this is literally just a. I'm gonna do the hint of over green spots, purple. Yeah, look at that. Oh, yeah. As I said with this thing, giving hints. Um, because this thing is definitely an alien underground, and this is burrower bee. Um, so once it pops on, like it pops up going ah, you know. um, but this thing has been underground. I could do some weathering on it and give it like round thing. Really give it a a dirty feed. Because again, in gameplay, it pops up out of ground. It pops up from underground. Once it does that, man, I'm telling you that's some jazz right there. Yeah, we got that jazz going. Okay. Yeah. As you guys can see, we're giving it a tinting of purple. And see the difference. You guys can't see it out, which is good. That's what I wanted. Right? Yeah. All right. So, um, I'm doing it. You know, I wasn't quite sure how it was going to. Now we have some weird sort of armor plating there, bottom. What we're going to do with the armor plating here is we're going to make that more paint. A little bit more. I thought about making it green. Decided against it. Here. I want to give the impression that this guy is like bigger, and older than all of their little brethren. As they get older, their pink turns purple. Okay? And I want to do that for two reasons. Reason one is actually because it gives sort of a theme and it tells a little bit of a story to my paint scheme and my figures and all that stuff. Second, this is a really big one. Okay, you guys ready for this? Gives me use in the future for stuff to be a little uneven in case my entire army. That. Oh. You can really see the difference between where the purple has landed. And this is going to be important because where the purple has landed, we're then going to go over with an even lighter purple with a dry brush. I'm going to dry brush a lighter purple, kind of a pinkish top. And that's really going to bring that thing to life. Really, really. Bring it to life. There we go. Bringing it all to life. Okay. There. Got to do the queen panels. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So now, got that part. We look for missing spots like back. Here we didn't miss any spots. You know, desaturated plum. Choking up on brushes, man. Oh, Pierce it. Ah, you're afraid of the claw. All right, look at that. Oh, yeah. Let's come together. Looking pretty. But now that we do all that, we're going to take some of this Xerxes because I have it and it's relatively new. It's a similar color. Okay. This isn't a contrast or a speed paint. Right? This is just a straight up, honest to God acrylic. Okay, just look at the acrylic. That's right. And now that we got the acrylic, okay, what we gonna do is we gonna do a little bit of a dusting. Now we didn't bring out a red. Yeah, we did it redder. That's okay. Now, oh yeah, out there. Ooh, look at that. Okay. Yeah, that right there. That's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna take this and we're just gonna dry brush. Okay. Make sure we get everything on. Yeah. Now, kind of the pink that we were looking for. Pink-ish. Yeah. So we're kind of giving it a bit of a Gene Stealer feel. See? Go. All that. Okay. And now see, once our speed paint dries like that, it has on the bottom. Okay. What I'm gonna do. As you guys can see, I have the ink I want. Yeah. That's. But we're also. Oh yeah. Okay. But yeah, so we're gonna let this dry. Look at this. So far, this is only really two colors. And we're gonna need a third color to just make all of this stuff pop all the way out. And I think go with the red. Red. Um, that's yeah. I'm gonna go with a red. Make all that happen. Yeah. Really liking how that's coming. You know, this very much has a big brother feel. That little guy. Ah, here we go. Ah. I will make you fit. Okay. Um, and what I might go in there and just hit, um, do a whitish dry brush, hit some of those, and and palette bone I got, you know, just a little bit, just really kind of bring out. really want to bring up. But honestly, as soon as I add the red to this, it'll be table ready. And that really, really good. Especially how much crap this thing gave me for all that. So, um, yeah. No. So I think that's the end today. Hang out with you guys for just a little bit longer. Hey. So yeah, we have done quite a bit painting and all that other stuff today. And I've really come to be a bit happy with what we got. Um I had to do a whole bunch um work, but I think it came out not terribly. I mean, just not, yeah, not horribly, but yeah, not all. Man, if I can get a shot of this. Ooh, yeah. I love models that are so big, so absolutely huge that really don't have to. Yeah, they really, really don't have to um put um put them on a base. Yeah, see, look at that. That guy is just pretty, so pretty. Light. Here we go. Yeah, some force lighting. Yeah, liking that so far. Um, yeah, which is cool because I pretty much got to making this thing 4 hours ago. And it has been a little bit class. Might do some solo play. Oh boy, breathing hands. Yeah, that is a real thing. Making my hands breathe. So yeah, so all of this is just really cool. Make make your toys, make them be awesome. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna do just a little bit of green over the top to really make this guy. He's the yeah together well. I might also actually hit it with some put. That seems to be the one. Seems to be the one that I really don't. So we'll see how that comes out, and probably make up some pink, some magenta dry brush. And then afterwards, dude, I really like. Um, I noticed I didn't really dry brush it really, really, really bright. I would normally dry brush it all the way, pretty much a white before. But I wanted to make this, not to mention my brush. Yeah, you have served us well. We're done. So I guess tomorrow I'll be going to the 99-cent store and getting some more makeup brushes. Because that's really what it comes to. Mm. But I want to thank you guys. Because yeah, and really fun. Um, so I am going to up. I want especially Call of Fortnite. I know it's really late for you. Thank you, Call of Fortnite. Lion of Yara, welcome. Also, Paula Rigri, Richard or Viclim. I don't know unless that. Glenn, thanks for popping in. Gotta. Yeah, and Commander Root, man, always hold down. Hey, okay. Thank you. Welcome again. Tomorrow we're gonna hang out. I'm hoping to have um, and we will hang out and talk about some other stuff. There's a few things I wanted to talk to you guys. As far as gaming. Um, Thank you guys. And again, you guys voted for this. I was gonna do a playthrough, like, hey, look at me. But seriously speaking, I really enjoy all this. If you guys, I mean, seriously, comments, that, well, it's really easy to get a hold of. You guys got any questions? If you're new to the channel, I want you guys to know this is what I'm trying to make be in space, especially here on the internet. Everybody and their mothers are not everybody and their mother. There's a lot of places out there for people that weren't born to the disenfranchised sectors and stuff like that. So I created this channel, and I want you guys to know that you're welcome. Like, you're welcome in here. Just, be kind, and everybody is welcome as long as them exercising their rights doesn't step on anyone else's right to it. So thank you guys for being here. If you got any questions or anything like that, feel free to hit me up. Send me a line back in the deck at gmail.com. BACKINTHEDECK at gmail.com. You can up on Twitter at Back in the Deck, on TikTok at Back in the Deck, or should I say at Instagram at Back in the Deck, TikTok at BIDPY, that's BIDPY, Facebook groups. You can hit me up on Deckers on the Book. Join the conversation. Hang out with us. Show us what you're playing, what you're making. Ask questions about rules and all that stuff. We can do all of that stuff. I'm not saying I know the rules to every single game, but I'm really good at games. We can look it up together. I am big on community, but in order to have a community, you have to commune, which means I reach out to you guys, reach out to me, and together we can actually make friends, create inclusive spaces. So I'm going to get out of here because I've been here for like 3 hours. Wow. I'm starting to feel like my mentor is over at Double Toast. But I want to say thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for joining me in Paint Toys today. And I know a lot of people are like, they're miniatures, they're not toys. Yeah, they're oddly shaped monsters and things that don't exist, that we play around boards and go pew 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 pew. That sounds like toys to me. Anyway, that's how I treat them, and they're mine. So nah. Right? But if anybody tells you that you're gaming wrong, or you shouldn't be at a table, or you shouldn't have the hobby that you like, whatever it is, because of your race, religion, creed, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, neurodivergency, or your budget, because we all know that the trailer park ain't never too far from the hood, all right? You can tell any of those people. Take any cards they're trying to pull on you to tell you that you're not included, and to put those cards back in the deck. This is Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, saying thank you guys for joining me here on the dark side of the room, or should I say joining me here in the Wizards. And I will see you next time, dark side of the room.